The last time I saw Jay, Airbnb drug dealer breaks silence on tragic final moments in Tenerife. The rugged cliffs of Tenerife's Masca Valley no longer echo with the laughter of tourists. Instead, they now hold a haunting silence, a silence that speaks of tragedy, confusion, and 1,000 unanswered questions. Amid growing conspiracy theories, social media rumors, and a heartbroken family's relentless pursuit of truth, a key figure has finally broken his silence. The alleged drug dealer who hosted Jay Slater at the Airbnb just before his shocking disappearance and death. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. In an exclusive and chilling revelation, the unnamed man, known only by his alias Kai, has opened up about the final time he saw 19-year-old Jay Slater alive. His story, told from the shadows of suspicion and scandal, paints a complex picture of trust, impulse, and the razor-thin line between adventure and danger. The morning that changed everything. It was just a regular morning, Kai begins, nervously fidgeting with a cigarette as he recounts the events of June 17th, the day Jay disappeared. Jay was up early, pacing the balcony like he had something on his mind. I asked him if he was good. He said he had to get back to Los Cristianos. Said he had work stuff to do, even though we both knew he was on holiday. Jay had arrived at the remote Airbnb, nestled high in the cliffs of Masca, after partying the night away at Papagayo nightclub. Kai, known among certain British tourists as a fixer who could arrange everything from luxury stays to recreational drugs, had offered Jay and a few others a place to crash. According to Kai, there was no sign of trouble at first. Jay had been drinking but wasn't off his face. He was laughing, taking selfies, and talking about wanting to hike down to meet friends later in the day. But what came next has left Kai deeply disturbed. The hike into oblivion. He didn't want a lift, Kai insists. I offered, Said I could drive him halfway down the mountain, maybe to Santiago del Tide where he could catch a bus. But he said, nah, I'll walk. It's just down the hill. Jay left the Airbnb at 8:15 a.m. The terrain, while breathtakingly beautiful, is unforgiving, steep, dry, and exposed to scorching temperatures by mid-morning. Dressed in light clothing and reportedly with only a partial phone charge, Jay vanished into the maze-like paths carved into the valley. What happened next has baffled investigators and devastated Jay's family. His last known phone call, made just before 9 a.m., mentioned that he was lost, dehydrated, and had cut his leg. Then, silence. No phone activity. No social media. No sightings. And nearly 2 weeks later, his body was found at the bottom of a ravine, broken, lifeless, and surrounded by suspicion. Was there more to the night? Much has been made of Kai's connection to the events. Online sleuths have speculated wildly, accusing him of drugging Jay, luring him into a trap, or worse. But Kai refutes all of it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There was no bad blood, he says. People love a conspiracy, especially when drugs are involved. But the truth? Jay was just a kid who made a bad decision in a bad place. Still, questions linger. Kai admits he'd supplied Jay and others with party favors, cocaine, and ecstasy during their stay at the Airbnb. He wasn't a junkie or anything, Kai clarifies. He just wanted to have a good time. But that's normal around here. People come to Tenerife to escape. Jay was just one of them. The implications are heavy. Did drug use impair Jay's judgment? Was he suffering from paranoia or dehydration-induced hallucinations when he set off on foot? Kai shrugs. I don't know. Maybe he thought he could beat the heat. Or maybe something scared him. The phone call that haunts him. Kai's voice trembles when he talks about the final phone call Jay made, not to emergency services, but to a friend. He said someone was following him, the friend later told reporters. He sounded scared. Kai is adamant he wasn't aware of any danger in the area. I've stayed in that house for years. Tourists come and go. No one's ever gone missing. If there was someone out there, I didn't see them. But when pressed, Kai admits something strange. That morning, just before Jay left, he kept checking behind him. Like he was watching for someone. At the time, I thought it was the coke making him jittery. But now, I don't know. Could Jay have imagined it? Could someone have followed him? The Spanish police have not ruled out foul play but say the death appears accidental. Jay's injuries were consistent with a fall from a great height. No signs of assault. No drugs found near the body. Still, Kai is haunted. I replay that morning over and over. I think, what if I forced him to stay? What if I made him wait until the heat passed? Would he still be alive? A family left in pieces. Back in the UK, Jay's mother Debbie is unconvinced. She believes there's more to the story, more than what the Spanish police are saying, more than what Kai is admitting. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. He was a smart boy, she's told reporters. He wouldn't have walked off that cliff for no reason. Something happened out there, and I won't rest until we find out what. Her grief has turned into a campaign. Billboards. Interviews. A possible documentary. She wants to track down everyone Jay spoke to in those final hours. And Kai? He remains a person of interest, not necessarily to the police, but to the world watching this story unfold. An island of shadows. Tenerife, for all its beauty, is no stranger to secrets. Locals speak in hushed tones about remote trails and hidden valleys where phones lose signal and people can disappear without a trace. Jay's death, tragic as it is, may not be the last time the island's darker side makes headlines. As for Kai, he says he's done with hosting tourists. I can't look at that house anymore, he says, flicking away his cigarette. Every morning I wake up and wonder, could I have saved him? When asked if he'd testify in any formal inquiry or inquest, Kai nods. I'll tell the truth. Whatever helps his family. I didn't kill Jay. But maybe I could have stopped him from dying. Conclusion. The questions that remain. Jay Slater's story is more than just a tragedy. It's a mystery wrapped in grief, gossip, and grief again. The testimony of the drug dealer he stayed with only deepens the emotional storm surrounding the case. Was Jay running from something? Hallucinating? Or did a simple misjudgment in a dangerous environment turn deadly? For now, we may never know. But one thing is clear, a young man's life was cut short, far from home, under circumstances no family should ever have to imagine. And the man who saw him last, a fixer, a dealer, an unlikely witness, will carry that final image for the rest of his life. Jay Slater, backpack slung over his shoulder, walking into the sun-drenched cliffs of Tenerife, never to return. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.